Fitness and size levels in mining. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters. And recently I got asked a very good question about is mining suitable for big guys? I'm 6'6", 175 kilos and strong. So, yes and no. This is a one where it's horses for courses, 100%. Now, I've seen a bit of feedback around the Facebook pages, people saying that you can't be over 120 kilos because the seats don't go over 120 kilos. That's rubbish. Seats go up to 180 kilos. And if you've got somebody like this, I'm not going to be putting them in the truck. If they're 6'6" and strong and want to have a go, I'm putting them on service crew, or I'm looking at air leg mining or shaft sinking, or somewhere in the mining industry that their particular size and strength is going to be an advantage. And there are lots of those places. Now, the downshot of that is that a number of HR people or mining companies can be a bit pigeonholed in wanting to pick out a certain type of person to drive a truck. So the advice that I would give somebody that is 6'6", 175 kilos would be completely different than somebody that was 5'9" and 90 kilos. Okay, 5'9" and 90 kilos, you'd be looking at a truck job or something like that. Whereas 6'6" and 175 kilos, you should be looking to go in as a nipper or on service crew or on pace crew, somewhere where you can use your physical strength to your advantage, and it's going to be an advantage. Air legging, the old mining methods, which they still use in a lot of mines around the place, and you still need to use the air leg to do a lot of the service crew work. Somebody that size and that strength, that's perfect for them, and you just eat that job alive. And everybody else that's smaller would love the fact that you're there to do that job. So what I'm trying to say to you at the moment, especially yourself, Diggs, is that if you want to get into the mining, then I'd do the sponsors training, but I would be targeting those jobs like a nipper and a service crew, and I'd even be looking at going directly to Kalgoorlie. We had an entry-level service crew job in Kalgoorlie come up last week. There's a lot of people that are taking entry-level service crew around, but you've got to go to a mining town. Your size and your strength would make you very attractive to those roles. But I think it's one of those situations, and rather talk to somebody over the phone, you're going to need to be standing in front of somebody for them to see, what you're actually going to be able to do, and for them to make a mental picture of it and go, yes, I can use you. Because there'll be no end of people in Kalgoorlie that will look at you and go, holy shit, I can use that on my site. And, I'm going to teach him how to be an air leg miner, or I'm going to teach him what to do on pace crew so he can go and build walls for me, or whatever they want you to do. Your size, as long as you're walking fit, that's the big thing. Everybody needs to be walking fit. If you're not walking fit, if you're carrying a bit too much weight around the middle, or you can't pass that fitness test that everybody wants you to do in the medicals these days, that's where you're going to have trouble. So I hope you found that information helpful, and like I said, I'd be doing the sponsors DIY Intro to Underground training course, and then heading to one of the mining towns and going from there. So Kalgoorlie especially, Mount Isa, Cobar, they're all areas that are doing it. Ruck Engineering, they've got a lot of shaft sinking projects on at the moment. Somebody that's 6'6" and built like a brick shithouse is perfect for shaft sinking, because it's one of those, you won't have to go to the gym at the end of the day, mate. You'll have your workout during the day. So it's one of those things where, you can make it work for you. It's just, you got to know which areas of the industry that you're going to be valuable, and which areas of the industry that they're going to look at you a bit sideways and go, yeah, no, thanks. But yeah, just be aware that some companies do try and use that 120 kilo seat thing as a cop-out. So they don't want to hire you, and they just, for whatever reason, tell you that the seats only go up to 120 kilos, and that's the out for them, which is just total rubbish. Because like I said, been doing this for a long time. I'm not the smallest person in the world. I'm not big as our mate at 6'6", but not far off. And they've always, wherever I've gone, if there hasn't always been big seats in trucks and boggers and jumbos and all that sort of stuff, they've had no problem putting them in. Because it's a seat. It's easy to do. It's easy to change. You just got to order it, and away you go. But yeah, so that's what you do. Yeah, as long as you're walking fit, you should be fine. So I hope that answers your question, and if you've got any more questions, please send them through. That was a really good one, and if you could share this information around and like and subscribe the channel. Thanks.